Okay. Hey everybody, it's Margie. I wanted to pop in here and talk to you guys a little bit about meal planning today. I know that there are a lot of questions, new people that are starting, and also people who have been doing this for a while. It's always really good to go back, just have a refresher, and also recalculate your caloric levels to make sure that you are in the right bracket. So to start off, and this is backwards, but hopefully it still works well. So I'm going to go through the eating plan. I typically follow the 21-Day Fix Extreme, but it works just pretty much the exact same. The only difference between the extreme and the regular are some of the food choices that are offered. Okay, so if you don't have the booklet, you can also find the program materials within the Beachbody On Demand. Just go to 21-Day Fix, regular or extreme, and then click on the program materials, and then it'll say like Getting Started Right, Nutrition Guide, something like that. And then just open that and start reading it. It's helpful to kind of download it too, so you can print it off. So this is, as you can see, very well loved, and I've used it quite a bit over the last several years. You want to go just get started here. Okay, so step one is you're going to calculate your caloric target. And this is something you only have to do at the beginning of each program. That's the only time you're going to need to count calories, is to determine which level of meal plan you are going to be in. Okay, so depending on whether you're sedentary, moderate, or active, this doesn't reflect your workouts. It has to do with the rest of your day. So like if you work out, but then you're sitting all day like at a desk job, you would be in a sedentary level. If you are on your feet all day and you are running around, say you're a teacher or something, probably on the active level. Then you bring that over, okay? And so depending on what calorie number you get, you're gonna figure out which plan you fall into, which level, which category. If you are, this is 1,200 to 1,499 calories. If you are 1,500 calories, you need to go into this next bracket. If you are 1,497, you need to be in level 1. It's that strict, okay? So, don't think like, oh, I'm only 1,501, should I go to the level down? No, you need to stay in level B, okay? And then here, you're gonna see the number of containers of your greens, your proteins, your fats, your carbs, that will correspond with whatever level you're in. So here, if you're in level 1, you're gonna have 3 containers of greens, you're gonna have 2 containers of purples, which are fruits, 4 containers of reds, which are proteins, all right? And so this will make a little bit more sense as you get a little bit further into the book. So you flip the few pages, and then the book will talk about the container food groups, okay? So here are the listing of foods from highest nutrient density, and often the most filling, because it typically will have more fiber and more volume. So you have like kale, spinach, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, going all the way down to the bottom with like onions, okay? So what this does, it's going to tell you that if you are on level 1 and you have 3 greens, that means that throughout the day, you need to figure out how to fit in 3 containers of foods that are off of this list throughout the day. Same thing with your purples. There are some exceptions. So like with bananas, for example, you wouldn't use the purple container, but it says right here, it's going to be, like half a large banana. Whereas like raspberries, you'll use the container and you'll fill it up with raspberries, and that will be counted as 1 serving. And you can go through the rest of this. Most of this stuff, it'll say like, a cooked chicken breast and then diced for red protein. But you get the idea, okay? So you can either make meals that are just literally cherry picked from these lists. So you could pick chicken for your red, so grilled chicken for your red, quinoa for your yellow, and some broccoli for your green. And that could just be, like 1 straight meal. So you don't have to necessarily have a recipe. You could cook all of that you could cook ground turkey up in a huge bulk. Same thing with the quinoa, same thing with like, string beans. And then you can literally just take your cup and scoop it out and put it onto your plate. Okay. And then also, what's also really nice with this book, these recipes are delicious. These are some of my favorite recipes, and that are totally in rotation in my regular weekly meal plan. And you'll notice that some of these, or all of these, will give you the container equivalents up in the top right-hand corner. So you can, as you are making your meal plan, if you decide that you want to choose turkey meatloaf, you can tick off one red, half a purple, and half a yellow when you decide that you're going to have this for dinner. Okay, so, and then the same thing with, say, turkey lettuce wraps, which I love. This is probably one of like the most delicious meals that I've made for dinner. It's so flavorful and everybody always eats it, like the kids, my husband, and that will count as one green and one red. So if you put that into your meal plan, then out of the greens and reds, you would just tick off one for each category container for that day. So you can read through here. They have it for snacks. Also, they have it for Shakeology recipes. So if you have like a dessert hankering or something. That's just kind of like a quick and dirty overview of this eating plan. And now I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully this will work. But I want to go over there we go. So I want to go over the meal plan that I typically give to everybody in the preseason. So if you look over here on the top of the calendar, you're going to see days. And I really enjoy having a calendar planned out for the week up ahead, because it takes out all of the guesswork. I literally can look at it and it's essentially just, it's kind of like me telling me what to do. And I don't have to think about it in the moment or try to figure out like, oh, what should I be doing for my workout today? So this was from last year when I was doing hammer and chisel. I actually should have probably had a little bit more because I was running a few times a week, but I should have probably had like an extra yellow. But I'm sure, if I remember correctly, that I would just bump it up depending on how I was feeling. And normally I would just add like one serving of carbs or like a protein. So that's something to keep in mind. But for the most part, I was following Plan A here. And I want to talk a little bit about the methodology, like the thought process that I have behind creating this this meal plan. Because when you first look at it, it can be a little overwhelming, and there, might not seem to be any method to how you pick foods and how you put them in, different categories or whatever. So for me, I always start with my Shakeology, because that's a non-negotiable, that's a given. I'm going to have that every single day. And so when I'm working out first thing in the morning, it's the perfect replenishment shake. And also, if you don't like to have like a real heavy breakfast in the morning, it's the perfect way to start replenishing your glycogen stores, start supporting that the protein synthesis when you're rebuilding those muscles that you've just broken down from the hammer strength, or, in this case, like the chisel cardio. So what I did was basically across the board, I would fill in Shakeology, a fruit, a teaspoon of sun butter, water, and ice. And then I would, and then typically what I do is go down and I will fill in my dinners after that, because dinners I want to make sure they don't have to be, totally different every single night, but I do like to have variety in my dinners. I don't care so much about the other things throughout the day, because a lot of the times I just look at food as being fuel. Like, I just need to get these nutrients into my body. Like, not every single meal needs to be this huge experience. At least that's my philosophy, and it keeps it simple when you have fitness goals that you're trying to reach. So things that are portable and things that stay, a day or two beyond the day that you make it. So like sushi isn't the best thing to have on for dinner if you plan on having it for lunch the next day. It's just not going to really taste that great probably, unless you have a real great storage method. But things that, like Italian food or things like that, easily used for dinner, and then also used as a reheat for the next day at lunch. So what I'm going to do here is show you how I would meal plan for Wednesday based off of what I've already created here. So in this, I am going to just go ahead and copy and paste the Shakeology here. Okay, and I am also going to go down to the bottom, and you can see I've got a list here of the containers that I get every single day. So it's like 4 red, 3 green. I also keep it up here at the top. So 4 red, 3 green, because it's important to remember how many servings of each thing you get each day. So because I know that my meal one is going to be Shakeology every single day, and I can just put it in like a no-brainer, I can go down here now. Since Shakeology is considered a red, I can go down, delete 4, and put 3 right down here. Okay, so now I know that I've used 1 of my protein servings for the day, and I have 3 left that I need to fit into these remaining blocks. I also will take away 1 purple because I've used the strawberries, and then 1 teaspoon, which is a gray. Okay, and then the next thing I'll go to is my dinner. And so let's go in here and say I'm going to do the turkey lettuce wraps with avocado. So for me, I know that the turkey is going to count as a red. The lettuce wraps part and the veggies that go in it are going to count as a green. And then this avocado here is going to count as a blue for the day. So what I am then going to do, I'm going to go down here, I'm going to take away another red, I'm going to take away 1 of my greens, and then I'm going to take away my blue for the day. So you can see I'm running a tally down here. I'm running a tally down here where I'm not going to get confused as to how many servings I have left over. All right, so then now that since I've gotten my breakfast and my lunch, which are kind of like the 2 solids, which are like kind of like my bricks. If you have brick and mortar and you're building a house, these are kind of like my bricks. And then I'm going to start filling in the all of the little cracks, nooks and cracks and crevices. Okay, so for this, the slow cooker Mediterranean artichoke chicken, that is actually something I probably would have like the next day. So what I'm going to do is put that up here. Okay, so you can see like I'll just make a little bit extra that night. I'm going to have that for lunch that day. And, you know, maybe I'll go ahead and add in a tortilla wrap for a yellow, because then that would also make it more easily portable. So what I can do now, I can come down here, take out a yellow, take out a green, take out a red, and you can see that my tallies down here now are pretty minimal. So what I can do is just take these and start fitting them in for my snacks. So then I would just go back to my book and, you know, I've got a yellow left. So I'm going to go down this list and I'm probably going to put it for like meal 2. And for a yellow, you know, there's oatmeal, there's edamame, you know, things that might be able to travel well. Well, if you look, the day before, I still have another red left. And the day before, I had 2 hard-boiled eggs, which counts as 1 red, and I had oatmeal for a mid-morning snack, which is fantastic. I mean, you can just have that, you know, every day, have it in the morning or have it in the afternoon or skip a day, and then put that in there. Okay, so now I'm down to 1 red, or 0 reds rather, and 0 reds. I've used all of my yellows for the day. And then for this final day, I've got 1 green, or for the final snack, I've got a green, a purple, an orange, and a gray. So I'm going to go back into my book. I'm just going to pick a couple of things, and then I'm going to put the final items right there in the category that's left over for snacks, and that's my day. Okay, and then for the for Thursday, I'm going to show you how like quickly I would do it if I was just going to be running through fitting in my meal. So I'm going to copy and paste this again so that I can figure out my tallies. I would take my Shakeology, but maybe this day I change it over to a banana Shakeology banana. I would definitely do the turkey lettuce wraps. See, for this, because I'm using a dinner for lunch, I'll kind of just move it straight up for leftovers into my lunch for the next day. And sometimes I'll start with the dinner, sometimes I'll start with the lunch. But if I'm not using leftovers on this day, then I would do it in the order of Shakeology, dinner, lunch, and then fill in my snacks with anything left over. Okay. But here I'm doing it in the order of breakfast, lunch. I will pick a dinner, hey, so I'll go in here and there's another green and another red, and it's a beef and butternut squash soup. So I'm going to put that in there. And then, again, tally up my colors below. And then whatever I have left, I'm just going to pop in for my mid-morning snack and my mid-afternoon snack. And then from there, I will just go down the list. I will make a grocery list based off of these things. It's really helpful to divide it up into sections. So like all of your veggies put at the top of your list, because when you go into the grocery store, you just want to get your veggies and, wipe them, swipe them all off. Putting anything, if you are getting any cheese or eggs or dairy like that, and breads or anything like that, tortillas, that's probably going to be at the end of your shopping list. So just trying to make as much organizational sense to your lists as possible will really help you save time. Or, maybe you just put it into Instant Cart, or you do the grocery delivery service through like Safeway or Stop and Shop or something like that, which is awesome too. So, really keeping this as simple as possible will be the key to success. And then, and really, like, there are a ton of recipes in this book. Use these. Don't feel like you have to go to Pinterest and get super fancy meals, especially at the beginning when you're trying to just get the hang of this, because these recipes are delicious and they'll definitely get you through like the first couple of weeks. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can, well, maybe I'll just leave the screen there because I'm not quite sure how to bring it back. Okay, but anyway, so I really, really hope this helps. The template is in the group. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me, send me an email, and or just leave it in the comments, in the group, okay? Because like this part right here is 80% of your results. Your workout is really, really important for creating the shape of your body, but your nutrition is really important for creating essentially your weight, right? So think of this as creating your weight from nutrition and creating the shape of your body from your workouts. So that's why your nutrition is so incredibly important. Okay, guys, so let me know how I can help. Always here. Talk to you soon.